This is Straight Up History Talk with Sharon and Pete. We are both proud Brits and Canadians exploring places we've lived and their history.
This is History Talk with Sharon and Peter. A couple of weeks ago, our lovely friend Jenny down in Tenerife asked us to investigate the place where her grandfather was born, Montgomery in South Wales, Mid Wales, sorry.
Okay, and I'm Sharon Jones.
And I'm Pete Johnson.
So, Pete, do tell, what did you find out about Montgomery?
Well, it took a bit of research, actually. It was a place I wasn't familiar with, and even though I've been all over Wales, it was one place that escaped me. So I did a little Google search and I came up with quite some interesting facts about Montgomery.
Go for it.
Okay. It was given the name by a guy called Roger de Montgomery, who lived in Normandy, and he was one of William the Conqueror's mates.
Okay.
And William gave him a piece of land and said, right, off you go, crack on. So like they always do in them times, they built a castle.
Right.
To defend it from all the crazy Englishmen that were trying to take over their land.
Crazy Englishmen.
Well, Normans at the time, you know. And so the name got its from the French guy Montgomery, which became Montgomery. It got anglicised into Montgomery.
Right.
And one interesting fact about the town, we couldn't find too many notable characters that were from there, but one interesting fact was the robber's grave story. And I believe you know a little bit more about that than I do.
Well, not really, no, but Jenny, because I asked Jenny about what's the context, why did he want us to look? And I can tell you what Jenny said to us, and then you can give us the context. So I asked Jenny, she said, firstly, my dad was born in Montgomeryshire in a village called, is it Berru?
Berru, I think, yeah, Berru.
However, in the churchyard in Montgomery, there is a grave where nothing has ever grown. This is the grave of a man accused of stealing. He protested his innocence, saying nothing would ever grow on his grave to prove his innocence. So that's the legend. But as we know, it's a bit of a fairy story.
Apparently, this is where it loses me. Apparently, he called out to God on his deathbed just before they was about to hang him, and he said, to prove my innocence, wherever you lay me, nothing will grow for 100 years. And all the locals probably did their best to make sure that nothing grew there to continue the belief in whatever, you know. So that's my take on it. But I'm sure our great friend Jenny down in Tenerife, she thinks differently.
Well, you know, there are people who do believe in the paranormal, and we are not two of those people. So back to the facts then about Montgomery. What else is there? So is there a story behind that, the robber's grave?
I'm not too sure. It was a guy that had moved there to get work, and the folklore has it that he met a young lady, and he moved in with her, and a few of the locals got jealous, so they arranged to have him taken care of. And
a nice euphemism.
And they couldn't do that, and so the next best thing was to set him up as a thief, as a robber.
Oh. So
they claimed that he stole a watch. I mean, I don't even know if they had watches in them days, but apparently he stole a watch and some of their belongings, and so they framed him and set him up, and he went before the judge, and the judge said, you must hang. So he had a small trial, and they hung him. But on his deathbed, that was his last request. And apparently no grass grew on his grave for 100 years, but nobody can verify that, like most of these stories. So,
have we been to Montgomery?
We have, actually. You won't remember it, but
I was a drunk at the time.
Well, I was driving. I remember that. We drove all the way from Pembroke to Manchester on a recent UK trip. Yeah, we went when we stayed up at Lisa's in Manchester.
Yeah,
and we went right through Montgomeryshire.
Okay.
I don't even think it's called Montgomeryshire anymore. It's part of Powys.
Oh, right.
So, you know how they change all the borders and all that, you know.
Yes.
So, we went right through it. It's on the road of sort of from South Wales, Merthyr, that area, up towards Welshpool, Wrexham, and then up into Cheshire. So we definitely been there, but I don't remember it really. I don't remember too much about the place.
And is there anything else that you uncovered in your research about Montgomery?
There's a big city in Alabama. Takes the name Montgomery, but they chose names, or they were given names normally from people that had lived there before. So maybe the guy that settled in Alabama was from yeah, he may have been. I don't know. He didn't say any more, but that's the only thing. There's no notable people that were born there, or
apart from Jenny.
No, Jenny wasn't born there. Jenny's right. Like me. She's from South London.
Ah.
But I think it was her grandfather, not her father, that was born there.
Well, she said it was her father.
I thought, well, maybe her father.
Anyway.
Jenny, if you're listening, can you confirm whether she...
Well, she did say father in the message to me. So.
Okay.
But is there anything else specifically about that Wales town? Because if there isn't, we've got another town to move on to.
We must have completely missed it, but I don't think we've missed anything. I can't think of any. I mean, it's a small town, mid-Wales, and it's one of them towns where the Welsh and English border, if you're walking along a street, you can be in Wales one minute and England the next.
You could straddle it, could you?
Yeah.
1 foot in either?
Yeah, because it's a jagged border, which they normally follow the lines of a river or something, but in mid-Wales, it just goes mad. The lines go wonky all over the place.
Not like the borders over here, like
straight lines,
which are straight lines, but I mean, these borders were set up thousands and thousands of years ago.
Parishes normally, like.
Yeah, and you don't have border control when you go from England to Wales.
Not anymore. We let the Welsh in now.
Excuse me, my background are Jones. I may well be Welsh somewhere down the line. But of course, the name Jones actually comes from when England captured Wales. They couldn't pronounce half of the names because Welsh is quite a fascinating Gaelic language. Ah. So I think it was King John at the time. They called them all John's men, and it became Jones. Oh. And that's why there's so many Joneses.
Well, we must be related then, because I'm one of John's men. I'm John's son.
Yeah. I wonder if that's another interesting topic for another time.
So we may have been previously related before we got married.
Please don't say we're related.
Sister Sharon.
Oh God, that would be terrifying after all these years.
And the other place I came up with, we could discuss and talk about, is a place where we met, Minehead in Somerset.
Yeah, a really nice part
Seaside
of the world.
Town.
So yeah, you what it's famous for, as far as we're concerned, is Butlins.
Butlins holiday camp, yeah.
And for those people who don't know what a Butlins holiday camp is, think of the movie Dirty Dancing, where Baby took the watermelon. And imagine a place like that, but with rain, and you've got Butlins with what they called redcoats. So these were the entertainment staff. And then back in the 50s, they'd have knobbly knees contests.
No, it didn't open until 1962.
Okay, back in the 60s, they'd have and Glamorous Granny. Granny. So you started there when?
I went down to Butlins 1980. I was working in Torquay at the time, and the work was was drying up a bit. So this guy we met in the pub, he said they'd interview him for Butlins. Right. I'd only heard of it as a place you go as a kid, so I went along to the interview with him, and I got the job. 4 of us went for the job, and I got the job.
Yeah. So you worked in the kitchens?
I went straight into the kitchens in 1980, and then became a storeman and a forklift driver. I suppose they used me because of my knowledge of trucking, unloading lorries, loading lorries, maybe. I don't know.
And what did you notice about Minehead? What's significant about it?
It's a lovely looking town. It's right on the North Somerset coast. It almost borders Devon. Like if you walk a couple of miles to the west of Minehead, you're in Devon. Right. You're up in sort of the Exmoor and the towards Dartmoor and stuff like that. So it's it's West Somerset, but almost North Devon. It's a picturesque town, and it was built mainly even though the harbour was used back in the 10th, 11th century as a means of getting goods in and out, it only really came alive in Victorian times when the railways came about and they extended the line from Taunton down into Minehead, and all the old Victorians would go there for their weekend shebangs, you know.
So I started there. I first did a Christmas 1983 season, and then I did my first full season 1984, which is when we met. And I remember at the time reading something about Minehead used to be, and I haven't researched this, you may have, but Minehead used to be the millionaires' playground.
Yeah.
But then once Billy Butlin came in, the millionaires disappeared because, you know, Butlins was all about, what was Butlins all about?
It was all about a week's stay for a week's pay. That was Billy Butlins' motto. He attracted working class families, and so I suppose, I mean, you could be right about the millionaires' playground, but I would imagine there are a lot of seaside towns lay claim to that, because you know, you go around the south coast, you know, Torquay, Paynton, Devon, they called that the English Riviera.
That's right.
At the time.
Yeah, well, and in fact, I think like Torquay area is the only place you see palm trees and things growing. It's quite a nice little microclimate.
The microclimate there, yeah.
So what else is it? I mean, I love Minehead in part because that's where we met, and we've been going back there a few times. The beach is beautiful, but what else interesting is there about Minehead?
It's also, I mean, the water, the body of water there is the Severn Estuary, which runs right from, you know, sort of Bristol and further, right out into Cornwall. Oh. And it's one of the highest tides in the world.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And so Minehead Harbour in the summer months, when you get really high tides and really low tides, it's known for, you can sit in the pub, which is called the Ship Aground.
Yes.
We went there a few times.
Yep.
You can sit in the Ship Aground and you can overlook the harbour, and if the tide's in, you can sit there and drink until the tide's right out. Even as far out, you can hardly see it. It goes out about quarter of a mile, half a mile. So and the seabed's dry. So they reckon that's a good session in the Ship Aground.
Ship Aground. How many pubs were there in Minehead back in the 80s?
Oh, blimey.
There was quite a few.
Well, I went in them all, I know that. But there was probably
I bet you 15, got slung 20. Out of a few too, didn't you?
No, my favourite used to be the Beach Hotel, actually.
We stayed there, yeah. We stayed there in 2015 or something like that.
Yeah.
They'd refurbed it.
Yeah.
So
you had the Queen's, the Welly, the Red Lion, the Ship Aground at the harbour.
The Carlton.
Mr.
B's, the
nightclub. Raffles Bar.
Yeah. But what's the one at the end that we met up with loads of people from Butlins?
Hairy Dog. York
Bar. So the Hairy Dog was 2012. The Witherspoons one.
That's the Welly.
Oh, Wellington. the Welly. Right.
Duke of Wellington, I think it was called.
Yeah, Duke of Wellington. So
he was my favourite Duke.
I like the grand old Duke of York. No,
okay.
No, I was kidding. I like Minehead because it's still got the feel of an old English town, but there's lots of things going on as well. So if you're there, it's got a busy main street. It's got lots of places to eat, lots of places to visit, and I just like the way that it feels far from the madding crowd. It's fairly easily accessible down the A33, is it? Past Stonehenge?
From London, you get down the A303.
A303, yeah.
You get into Taunton, and then it's the A358.
Oh, the Stonehenge, my favourite henge.
Your favourite henge,
made of stone.
Yeah. Going back to the Billy Butlin thing, I mean, he did really make the town come alive, because he brought... I think in the first year he had 30,000 visitors, and you think the town population was only a couple of thousand in them days.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
That's huge.
So that's how it really grew from the time of Billy Butlin, not plural, Butlin, and he always said that Minehead was his favourite camp.
Oh,
but he ended up retiring in Jersey. Which is a bit odd.
The Millionaire's Playground. The actual Millionaire's Playground.
Yeah, exactly. No tax.
Yeah.
That's where they all end up, see?
Yeah. I remember I was a little kid. I went to the one in Ayr up in Scotland.
That's right, yeah.
They had quite a few.
One last thing about Minehead is the Beatles actually turned up there in 1964.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when they was filming, do you remember the movie Hard Day's Night?
Yes.
You know, the American guys got hold of them and said, you got to make a movie. You know, you've had 4 #1 singles over here.
Great accent, by the way.
Yeah, it's my Canadian accent. You got to make a movie, so what can we do? So they just thought, oh, let's turn up at Minehead in Somerset.
I did not know
And they caught the train and got off a couple of stations on the West Somerset line that runs between Minehead and Taunton, or Bishop's Lydeard, and then they got off at one of the stations, Crocombe, I think it was, and that was where they filmed one of the scenes out of the movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, got to look that one
So
up.
the Beatles turned up in Minehead in 1964, and apparently, I don't know this because I didn't live in Minehead at the time, but apparently all the kids got a day off school. So they all turned up screaming and shouting.
As they do.
Down at Minehead train station.
Well, on that note, Peter, it's been a fascinating talk on History Talk by Sharon and Pete. Or straight up History Talk even. Let me get that.
Yeah, thanks to Jen again.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jen, for the suggestion. So this podcast has been thoughtfully produced by the Isle of Sound. And if you have any location that you would like us to look into, please let us know, because we enjoy looking into these things. And it's a good night from me.
It's good night from me.
Good night.
Good night.